Well, good morning, everybody, and happy Saturday. It is Saturday, May 17th, 2025 at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. This is Lisa Freeman coming to you live from stampingwithlisa.com. And I'm super crooked today. Hold on, let me fix that. Let me see. I think I need to go that way. Nope, wrong way. I don't know how I get so crooked on here. It's straight on my table, so it must be the phone. I don't know. So how is everybody doing today? Looks like a lot of you guys are getting rain this morning. We had a huge thunderstorm come through last night, and it's gorgeous. Well, not gorgeous, but it's nice out today. It's supposed to be another hot one, though. It was hot yesterday and hot today. So I don't know. There's a heat wave going through some places, but looks like not North Dakota. North Dakota went from 97 to 37. Dang, that's crazy. Oh, let me say hello. Hey, Jalen. Hey, Cindy. Hey, Tracy. Hey, Claudia. Hey, Amy. Hey, Gail. Hey, Trina. Hey, Regina. Thank you. Hey, Therese. Hey, Linda. Let me see. Hey, Christine. Hey, Loanne. Hey, Jana. Hey, Sandy. Hey, Terry. Hey, Myra. Hey, Shirley. Now I'm forgetting who I already said. Hey, Cindy Q. Hey, Lori. Hey, Judith. Hey, Marie. Oh, hey, Linda. Thank you for bringing us some sunshine. I guess I am the sunshine. Oh, okay. Now everybody's flying by. So a bunch of people just jumped on. So we have up to 65 right now. That's good. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Joan. Hey, Patricia. Hey, Cindy. Hey, Reva. Hey, Kelly. All right, I'm going to stop there. All right, so this is what we're making today. So I'm doing a Shabby Chic, which is my favorite thing to do. I love vintage looking cards that are kind of old and shabby chic-ish. And this is super easy. We're going to be making 3 of these today because this is the new card kit. So if you place an order of $100 or more, you'll get this card kit from now through, well, yesterday through the end of the month. So this will be the new card kit for the next 2 weeks for your orders. So today and tomorrow, I'm going to be cutting and prepping and packaging the card kits from the last 2 weeks. The pink, I mean the blue and the purple one. This one, these right here. So everybody, I think except 2 people picked their colors. So I did ask everybody which kit you wanted if you ordered. And 2 people still haven't responded. So if you don't respond, I'm just going to send you one of the colors. And I'll just pick. But it was overwhelmingly purple was the most popular. So that's, I think everybody loves purple. Oh, I got Happy Mail. Let me show you that real quick. Before we get started. So this one is from Michelle Moore. Michelle always does those gorgeous cards with the, usually with the window sheet and the stripes across. But this is absolutely gorgeous. So she embossed on this, oh, what do you call that? I don't even know what that's called. It's on the tip of my tongue. Why can I never think of words when I'm doing this? It's like being on Jeopardy. Everybody says Jeopardy's so easy till you're actually on there and then you can't think of stuff. Something graphic, like I want to say pyrographic, but that's not it. What is that paper called when it's like shiny and it's all different colors? Gosh, I'm drawing a blank. But gorgeous card. And Michelle, if you're watching, please send me an email because I want to ask you something. So that's hers. And then this one is from, who is this from? Uh-oh, the name is off here. Hold on. Wait a minute. Oh, box. Gosh, it doesn't say. Hold on. Oh, Robin. It's from Robin. It's not on the envelope, but I'm like looking all over. It's right there. Okay, this is from Robin Niebert. Love this card. So cute. She used a bunch of scraps and just cut them into squares. It looks about like maybe 1.5-inch squares, and just glued them down. So look, that's a really easy card, but it's so pretty. Love it. And then this one is from, hold on, Debbie Mayers. I don't know if it's Myers or Mayers. Love that. So this is our paper. I loved this paper. I think this was celebration paper, maybe. And she embossed it and put it on there. That was one of my favorite papers we had too. And then the next one is from Sue Deppis. And this one is gorgeous. Love it. Love it. She said she used a blender pen dipped in ink to color the black and white paper. So that was black and white paper, and then she fussy cut. Dang, that's a lot of fussy cutting. Wow. I didn't read that fussy cutting part. That's a lot of work. Wow. That's beautiful. Love it. So that's my Happy Mail. And, oh, I wanted to show you this. So this is funny. So, you know, I told you I was cleaning out stuff. Oh, holographic. That's what I was trying to think. Holographic paper. Okay. Yes, holographic. Yes. Thank you guys for being my brain today. So, I don't know. I don't know why once I get on the video, it's like I get kind of nervous sometimes. Even though you think I'm not nervous, I am a little nervous. And sometimes I just have a hard time thinking stuff. So I was going through, you know, all my mother's stuff. And then I started cleaning out my own stuff. So I had this whole big giant box of just papers I had saved. It was recipes and just all this stuff. And I haven't even looked in it in 5 years since I've been in this house. So I started going through it and I found this, which was so funny. So I was born October 18th, 1965. And I got this done in 1985 at this place near here. So it was one of those things like in the mall where you could go and they would print out the newspaper from the day you were born, just like the topics and stuff. And I thought it was so funny because this was in 1985 and this was when I was born in 1985. Look at a loaf of bread. 21 cents when I was born. Then 1985, 96 cents. And now it's what, like $4 for a loaf of bread? A gallon of milk was $1. In 1985 was $2.31. And now it's really not a whole lot more. I think it's like $4. A pound of butter, 75 cents. Then in 85 it was $1.76, and now a pound of butter is like $5, I think. A new Ford car, $2,000, $2,600. 1985 was $9,000, and now probably a new Ford, depending on what kind it is about $40,000 or $50,000. A gallon of gas, 31 cents. And then 1985, $1. Now it's $3. A new home, $13,600. 1985, $89,000, which is funny because we bought our first house after I got married in 1988. We bought a house in 1989 and it was $89,000. So that's funny. And now a new house, whew, who knows how much they are. They're ridiculous. Annual income, $6,400 in 1965. And then it jumped to $22,000 in 85. Now, 40 years later, the average income is only like double that. That's crazy. But I thought that was just funny. And look at gold. I thought gold was funny. Gold was $35 an ounce. And then it jumped 10 times that in 85. And now it's $3,000. So it's 10 times more than that 40 years later. So it's $3,000 and something an ounce. But anyway, I just thought that was so funny looking back at the prices for stuff. I always think it's so cute when, you know, when you find stuff like that and you're like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. I mean, I know stuff was cheap back then. I used to ride my bike to the ice cream store right around the corner from my house when I was a kid. It was High's Ice Cream, and they had ice cream was 29 cents for 1 scoop, 39 cents for 2 scoops, and 49 cents for 3 scoops. And they had a whole wall of penny candy, like Jolly Ranchers, Bazooka Gum, caramels, like all this stuff in these big baskets, and everything was a penny. And you could just get a bag and just pile it on in there. But I love that. I love thinking back to times when you were growing up and stuff. All right, so anyway, here's what we're using today. So we've got Spotlight on Nature, Elements of Text in the Damask or Damask. I know some of y'all think I say it wrong. But I swear I looked it up and the emphasis is on the first syllable, so that's what it is. But you can't see it really. But that's it. So these are the 3 things you need for this card. So we're using that one and the splatter. Oh, there's 2 splatters. I didn't even realize that there was 2. I'm using this one. How did I miss that? I used that one. And then we're using the flower and the thanks. There's even a splatter in that one too. So that's what you need for this. And let me give you the measurements of the paper. I was searching last night when I went to make this card. I was looking all over the place for that embossing folder. And I know I had just used it. And I thought I had put it away, but I didn't. And so it was sitting on my desk under a whole pile of stuff. So after an hour, I found it. Don't you hate that? You just hate it. I hate it when I look for stuff for like forever. And then it's right there in front of you. It was sitting right in front of me the whole time. All right, so you need 5.5 by 8.5 petal pink, 5 1/4 by 4 very vanilla, 5 1/4 by 4 very vanilla, and this one's embossed. So this one's the front, this is the inside. 4 by 3 1/4 very vanilla. And then these are scraps. So I pulled out my petal pink. I had a whole bunch of scraps in there. So instead of cutting a piece the whole size, which if you want to, I know some of you guys like to do that. If you wanted to cut a back piece, it would be 4 1/4 by 3 1/2, which you could do. But I just liked a little bit of pop of color behind it. So I didn't use the whole thing. And I really like to use up my scraps when I can. So, and then for the words, this is another scrap. This is only this big. So it is hard to stick on here. Let's see. But it's only 3/4 of an inch by 1 1/4 inch because it's that little teeny piece. And what I usually do with the words is I'll just stamp them on a scrap of paper and then cut them down and then measure it and cut my pieces. But this, I thought that was perfect size for this right here. And if you use the whole piece, it does cut off more of what shows across the middle. So I really wanted a little bit more of that embossing folder to show. Yeah, if it was a snake, it would have bit me is exactly right. I swear sometimes I will look for a stamp set or a die or embossing folder for literally hours. And I'm like, I know I just had it. And I'll look and look and look. Then I just give up and I go do something else. And then I come back and it's just sitting right there. Like, how did I miss that? And I don't know if it was there the whole time or if God found it and just put it right on my desk for me so I wouldn't have to look anymore. Sometimes if I pray about it, it just shows up. All right, so get a screenshot of that. I used to buy black balls at the country gas station. What is a black ball? Jalen. 5 for a penny. Was that like gum? Or like a ball you play with? I'm not sure what that is. This folder's not available right now. It's already sold out. Dang it. It'll be back soon, probably. Still can't wrap my head around prices. I know it. Yeah, Robin. I know penny candy was everywhere. I remember all that penny candy in the baskets. Like giant baskets on the wall of the ice cream store. And then we had this place called Jolly, what was it? Oh, JJ July's. That's what it was called. JJ July's was another ice cream place. But that was like a sit-down kind of restaurant. And they had all these baskets of the penny candy too. Oh, round candy covered in black licorice. Ugh, I don't like licorice. Especially black licorice. And when the black came off all over your tongue, oh, gross. I am not a black licorice person. Oh, that just kind of, ugh. I don't know why black licorice just tastes disgusting for me. There's some kind of liquor that tastes like black licorice. I can't remember what the name of it is, but that's like out of all the candies there are, that's probably my least favorite one. It just kind of bleh. Kahlua. I like Kahlua. No, Kahlua tastes a little teeny bit like coffee, I think. Which I don't drink coffee either, but I love Kahlua milkshakes or mudslides. Those are my favorite. All right, so let's go ahead and stamp first on our big piece. No, not this piece. That's the inside, this piece. All right, let me get a scrap. All right, so we're going to do the circle first. So this is in crumb cake. And we're just going to ink this up. Whenever I have a big stamp, I like to do it upside down. And make sure your words are going the right way, which they are. All right, I'm going to stamp it like this. Hope it's straight. Okay. Pretty good. All right. So we had a huge storm come through last night, and I had been laying out in the sun a couple days ago, and I had my towels still out on the deck, and I had hung one over the deck rail. It was gone. It just blew away somewhere in the yard. So I grabbed the other one real quick. But I was like, man, it was all of a sudden just like still, and then boom, the wind picked up and went from like 0 to 50-mile-an-hour winds in like a minute. It was crazy. And then just torrential rain. And the power kept flickering on and off. I was watching Netflix, and I was kind of disappointed. I was watching this series called Glitch, which was pretty good, the first part of it, but I didn't like the ending at all. So I was very bummed when I got to the end. All right, so that's the first part. Then we're going to take our speckles or dottage, and we're going to stamp off and then just kind of add some speckles all over. Wherever you want to add them. They're building something not far from my house, and they're pile driving, and you can hear them. So it's going in the water. I don't know exactly what it is, but I still haven't figured it out. And then you can hear it. Right now they're doing it, and I'm like, what in the world? All right, I'm going to put some of this on here, which is also kind of like the speckles, but it gives you more of a designage on there. And I do stamp off on that too. And then you can stamp it a few times. So just kind of put it around the edges. This would make a great, like, one-sheet wonder kind of card, too, I think. All right, so there's that. Now, the inside, I'm going to do also with the flower and some of that inside stuff. So I'm going to save my crumb cake for just a minute, and we're going to do the flowers on here. So, at first, I stamped the flower. Where did I put it? Here. The first time I stamped the flower in black, and I was like, wow, that's just too, like, psh, bright. So I went back and stamped it in pecan pie. So I think that's way more subtle. So definitely don't use the black for that one. All right, so we're going to ink this up in pecan or pecan. I say pecan pie and butter pecan. All right, so we're going to put this like right in the middle. we go. Oh, crumb cake was the first color. Pecan. The only colors I'm using are crumb cake and pecan pie. So there's that one. Let me try it. No, I like it upside down better. Never heard that one. Did I miss one? Okay, beautiful. Love it, love it, love it. I had so much fun making this card. Oh, just love this stamp set. And actually, I just realized, I think this one comes from a different stamp set. Yeah, it does, because photopolymer. It comes from, oh, what's the other one? No, I can't remember. I've been using it like so much too. I'm going to stamp the flowers again on the inside of the card, and I'm just going to grab the top half and do it down at the bottom. So that's the inside. I was thinking about doing a like 10 and 20 cards today because these are so easy. But then I didn't feel like embossing 10 pieces of vanilla. All right, that's all we need the pecan pie for. Oops, wait a minute. That's pecan. So that was pecan pie for the flowers. So we're done with that. All right, now we're going to put a little bit of the speckles on here, on each one. Just a couple. And then also, I want a little bit of this on here too. So we're just going to do this like that, kind of. I think that's so pretty. Oops, I almost grabbed the wrong one. Oh, love it. Yeah, what is this? Anybody remember what this stamp set's from? It's a brand new set that goes with the blooms, the gallery blooms. But I don't think it's in gallery blooms. I think it's the one that goes with the gallery blooms. All right, now we're gonna, oops, we need this more. All right, so we're gonna sponge, not the inside. We don't need to do the inside, but we're gonna sponge the edges of this. Because just the edge shows on the card. So the only thing you see on the embossing folder is the edges. So we're just going to do the edges. Uh-oh, what happened? Amy. Hey, Starla. Starla's on here. Oh, your brother passed away. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Oh, so sorry. You know, I think there are a couple of people we need to add to our list, our prayer list and card list. I know at least a couple that have sent me messages, but I need to get your permission to put your address on here. So if you want me to add you, make sure you send me your address and give me permission to put your information on the video. Because I know there's several people that are going through some stuff. Oh, I'm going to tell you a funny story. So I went to go see my mother yesterday, and she just cracks me up because I swear she's like a new person since she's been in this nursing home. She is just like, she went from being so depressed all the time and just all she did was complain about how much she was like hurting, and she was just kind of a miserable person. But now that she's in this nursing home, she is just thriving, and it's so, she's just got this sense of humor kind of like mine now. And just cracks me up because she's just like for the last 20 years not been like that. And I thought if she went to a nursing home, it'd be kind of the opposite. And she'd be, you know, depressed more. But nope. So her roommate that she had went home. So now she's by herself right at the moment. But she'll probably get a new roommate like sometime this week. But her old roommate, the one that she loved, came to visit while I was there yesterday. So, you know, they became really, really good friends. And she brought her some ice cream and some other treats. And we're all going to go to lunch next week. But anyway, so I'm sitting there talking to my mom. And she said, you want to hear a funny story? And I said, yeah. And she goes, the other night, I was sitting in my room and all the girls were out in the hall. Because her room is right outside of the... where the main desk is, where all the nurses and CNAs and everybody, like hang out. And, you know, that's just like when you walk in the front door, her room's the first room on the right, and there's the main desk and everything. So she's kind of always in the middle of you know, all the action going on. And all right, so these, I wanted to distress the edge. So I took my good scissors, which you don't want to use your good scissors. So I found a pair of old scissors, because if you use your good scissors, it will dull them up. But if you take your scissors, and just run them along the edge, it'll distress it. You can use your fingernails too, but I'm not going to do that. So anyway, she said the girls were out there laughing. So she was sitting in her wheelchair, and you know that she does the like Flintstone walk with the wheelchair, just sits in the wheelchair and does the little thing with her feet to go everywhere. So she opens the door, she goes out in the hallway, and she goes, you guys are having a lot of fun out here. What's going on? And they all love her. And so they said, we're talking about our stripper names. And she goes, what do you mean your stripper names? And they're like, well, we were just joking around, you know, so we gave each other stripper names. And so there's one girl, she's got red hair, and she has it like in a braid, and it's all wrapped up on her head. And she's kind of a big girl. And so she said her name was Big Red. And so then another girl said, and my name is Sexy Q, because her name starts with Q. And then another girl said she's Brown Sugar. And then what was the other one? Oh, Caramel. And so they said, well, Miss Millie, what's your stripper name going to be? And she goes, I'll be Tiny Whitey. And they all just started rolling. So now they call her Tiny Whitey. And she calls them like by their stripper name instead of like their regular name. But it's so funny. So one of them came in the room while I was there, and she goes, oh, this is Caramel. So I was cracking up. So I just thought that was so funny that she's Tiny Whitey is her stripper name. But anyway. Oh no, what happened now? Somebody else? Thank you. Somebody else passed away. I missed something. Oh, you guys are just having an awful week. Hold on, let me scroll back. Oh my gosh, Sarah. Oh, that's awful. I am so sorry for you guys. All right, everybody send prayers. Oh, and Cindy too. Okay. Wow, sorry for you guys. That's a hard thing. Okay, back to this. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to dip it in the crumb cake. I got a little bit of fuzz in there. That's the only bad thing. It makes a little bit of fuzz on your workspace. So we darkened the edges there a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so just dip all the edges in there. And then I'm going to sponge around the edge of this too. Got a little bit of fuzz. All right, let's sponge these. Just kind of the corners. I have all these little fuzz balls in here. Oh, so talking about my mother's stripper name. So then, I showed some of the girls her dancing video that I posted on YouTube a couple years ago. So a couple years ago, she was here for Christmas, and we were just sitting there, and she had gotten some new pajamas from her sister in the mail. And so she put them on, and, she's 81 years old, so her boobs hang down to, like, her waist. And she put them on, and she goes, "Look, I can tuck my boobs into my pants." And I was dying laughing. And so we're sitting at the table drinking some hot cocoa, and I said, we're sitting there talking about it, and I was laughing. I said, "I'm going to do a video." So I did a video, and she did that again. Then she gets up and starts dancing. And so I was showing the girls. I said, "Yeah, she's been practicing her stripper dance." I said, "She's a really good dancer." So I showed her that video. And if you guys haven't seen it, it's on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, under videos. But it's so funny. All right, so now we're going to put, let me look at the card. I forgot now. We're going to put all this together. So I got fuzz everywhere. And I think I'm done with my scrap paper. All right, so let's put this on here. Oh, I forgot to stamp my words. Let me do that real quick. So we need that pecan back. Yeah, that dancing video is a trip. She is. And what makes it even funnier is you hear me laughing the whole time. And I'm like, I said, we haven't even been drinking, but I just can't stop laughing. Because it was so funny. Okay, so there's all my thanks. And then let's dip these. And there we go. All right, so we're all dipped and need to just put it together. All right, so this one, I'm going to use some green glue. Maybe. There we go. Nope. Here we go. And put this down. Now, after it's glued down, I'm going to crinkle the edges with my fingernail on that. We're going to put the, let's just do all three of those. I have a couple jokes for you guys today. They're not super funny like normal, but they're cute. No, Laura, I didn't want to go to Disney. I don't know why. I've been to Disney a bunch of times in my life, and it's just not one of my favorite places, especially when it's hot, which I think this week is mid-90s there. And, I just don't do rides anymore like I used to, and I don't want to walk all day. And my idea of vacation is going somewhere and laying by the pool, and that's it. So, nope, I did want to go see everybody, but I don't know. If it had been a tropical destination, I would have gone, which they just announced the one for, well, next year I already earned Alaska. So I'll go to Alaska, even though that's not really my typical place, but everybody keeps saying it's such an awesome trip. But if you know me, I like tropical. Give me a tropical beach or a pool, and I'm happy. That's all I want to do. Just, I don't want to go sightseeing. I just want to relax. So I will go to Alaska though and do some sightseeing. But they announced that the one after that, so in 2 years, will be Costa Rica, which will be really good. So that one I'll definitely, so the next two I'll definitely go on. But I'm looking forward to the Alaska. And I really like the land trips better than the cruises too. I mean, I like cruising, but it's not my favorite thing. I'd much rather just go to the land and stay there and not have to move. All right, we're going to put this behind on the, oh no, did I cut this the wrong length? I sure did. Wait a minute. Dang. Uh-oh. Okay, let me see if I got some other paper. I'm gonna have to cut some other pieces because these are supposed to be 4 1/4. Maybe I cut the paper wrong. Wait a minute. Let me measure. I either cut one of these wrong. Oh, I cut the paper wrong. Dang it. All right, so we're going to have to cut off a little bit of the paper. Let's do the top. So these are supposed to be 4, and I cut them 4 1/4. So we're going to have to fix that. Darn it. Well, even Lisa makes a boo-boo. We're going to have to fix that. All right. So they're supposed to be 4. I gave you the right measurements. I just got it wrong. All right, so let's go back and fix that edge. So now I gotta do that again. Don't you love it? You can always pretty much guarantee that you'll get a mistake out of me on every video. And we got to dip it again too. Your idea of vacation is air conditioning, going to a few shows. I like shows too. You would have just left it. Oh, it's okay. I wanted that piece to be longer. See, it needs to be longer on the left side. Okay, that's better. Except now the sponging is, well, it's okay. We'll just leave it like that. All right, so let's go back to this. And did I miss that side? It doesn't seem like I sponged that. All right, there's one. My glue's almost empty. Alaska cruise, yeah. I just hope it's kind of warm, like at least in the 60s for Alaska. I don't like cold at all. Like, I never wear a coat the whole entire winter here, unless it gets like maybe in the 30s, I'll wear a coat, but I hate wearing a coat. It makes you feel better when I make boo-boos. I am so glad. All right, so now we're going to put these on with dimensionals. Let me grab my dimensionals. And I know I keep forgetting to make some with that packing tape, so they'd be so much quicker to take off. It does save so much time. Oops. We'll just put 6 on here. That'll save time too. Okay. So there we go. Oh, do you hear my stomach growling? My stomach just was growling. So I have a friend I've been talking to, and a man friend, and he lives in this little teeny tiny town in North Carolina, about an hour away, and he doesn't cook at all. So he goes out to eat like every single night. And so the other day I said, "What'd you eat for dinner?" He said, "I had a fish sandwich, or yeah, had a fish sandwich and fries." And I said, "Oh, that sounds good." I said, "Did you cook it or did you go out and get it?" He goes, "I got it at McDonald's." I said, "That's not fish." I said, "I don't even know what that is." He eats at McDonald's a lot. And then he said, what did he eat the other night? Potted meat. Have you ever heard of potted meat? I had never heard of potted meat. And I said, "What is potted meat?" And he goes, "It comes in a can. It's just potted meat." And I said, "Like Spam?" And he goes, "Kinda." And I said, "That sounds disgusting." And I said, "You definitely need somebody to cook for you." He goes, "Well, my sister lives next door. Sometimes she'll bring me dinner." And I was like, she should be bringing you dinner every night because that sounds gross. And then he said he went and got fried chicken and some other stuff. And I said, or no, it was a skillet. He got a skillet bowl. And I said, "What was it?" And he said it was like chicken and something, something. I said, "Where'd you get that?" He goes, "At Golden Skillet." And I said, "Golden Skillet?" I said, "Man, we haven't had that restaurant in like 20 years, I think." And he said, "Oh, it's really popular here." I was like, a lot of the restaurants he's got there have gone out of business long time ago here. But I was like, poor guy. I said, "One of these days I'm going to cook for you, okay?" He was like, "Okay." But he only likes, he doesn't eat Mexican food. He doesn't eat Chinese food. He doesn't like any spice in anything. He said he's just like meat and potatoes kind of stuff. Plain. I was like, bleh. All right, so then I took my fingernails and I just kind of went along the edge of this and kind of ruffled it up. Kind of like with the scissors on here, except not quite as... I don't know. It just gives it a little bit of a different look. And if you rip it or anything, that's totally fine. But you just kind of want to curl it a little bit on the ends. And if you don't have fingernails, you can use your scissors again too. Or you can actually use like one of these scraper things. And that'll kind of work. Just kind of go down the edge with it. Right under, like, don't glue all the way to the edge, but that'll save your fingernails too if you don't want to. If you guys have manicured fingernails, which I don't. I just kind of do that the whole way. And that just gives you a little bit of that distressed look too. So we're just going to do that down the whole edge. This is my little scraper thingy from Dollar Tree. Bone folder probably work too. Or scissors. Just make sure you don't glue it all the way to the edge, and then I think I'm going to use my fingernails really. It seems quicker. I actually have pretty good fingernails right now. I think because I've been out in the sun. When I go out in the sun, the vitamin D, I think, makes my fingernails better. Love these cards. Thank you. Never seen the packing tape thing. Oh, I'll have to show you that again. I need to bring it in here so I don't forget to do it. I'll do it on the next video maybe. All right, there's another one. And this just also gives it kind of an aged look, you know, like it's old paper. Just that weathered look. Vintage, shabby chic. I love shabby chic stuff. I wish they'd have some more stamp sets that were more vintagey looking. I've gotten to see a few sneak peeks from the people that are on the trip. You know, you always get to see new stuff when you go on the trip. And then you can also win it because they have like a little prize thing, like spin the wheel thing every day. You get to go pick a prize. And then now if we cash out the trip, we do get, yeah. Oh, color the flowers. Yeah, we're going to color the flowers. So thanks for reminding me. I had these sitting here and forgot. All right. So I totally forgot. All right. So coloring the flowers. So what we're going to do, this is light petal pink. So I'm just going to go in here and just color. Why did I pick that in? Color light petal pink about 3/4 of the way up. So not the whole thing, but about 3/4, because I like to leave the edges kind of like lighter, you know, like not all the way colored. Same thing. And then I'm going to take the dark petal pink and do a little bit, about halfway. So that was about 3/4. This is about half. And, you know, some of you guys comment like that I'm a pretty good colorer. I really don't even try. I'm like just scribbling it in there. Some people really take a lot of time to color, but I think these blends are so easy, you don't even hardly have to do anything. Now this is the light peach pie, and I just want a teeny tiny, like just a teeny bit on those lines. Just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit. Just to give it a little bit. All right. So there's the flowers. And then I took the crumb cake and did the leaves really lightly in crumb cake. I'm not even like trying to do the whole leaf. I'm just kind of doing like maybe most of it, but not all of it. Because I want it to kind of look maybe faded. Oh, you know what I forgot? The inside of the card. We're going to have to go back and do that real quick. So the inside of the card I also did, let's just use the dark one. Dark petal pink for the inside. Can y'all hear that pounding? It seems so loud here, but so in the inside I just did that because nobody will see it as much as the front. And it's literally like, boom, 1 second to color these flowers. Boom, we're done. All right, so there's the coloring. Now we got to put some gems. Let me get these little thingies out of my way before they get all over the floor. All right, so I've got the gems, which are the textured dots. And I love these because they're kind of flat. They look almost like the ones that come with the Gallery Bloom one, but they're a little smaller and not as heavy. So I'm just going to put one of those right in the corner. Now, if you wanted to add some more, you could, but I didn't. All right, and then I'm going to spritz it. My lid is totally covered in such a... I don't know how that got all over the place. Love it. I wish you could see all that shimmer on here. So pretty. All right, so there's the cards for today. So this will be your new kit if you place an order of $100 or more. So you'll get the kit, plus you'll get a card. If your order is $50 or more, you get a card, a handmade card from me. And so I'll be working on those for last time this weekend, and hopefully this will go out Monday, and you'll get them next week. The ones, the purple, these two. So these will probably go out Monday, and I'll be doing that today. All right, so joke time. It's joke time. Put all my junk away. All right, let me pull my joke up. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody. I know I missed a bunch of talking. Oh, Mel, my Berry Versailles is one of my all-time favorites. Do I get? Yes, Sherry, you do. You get money, not as much money as the trip is worth, but you'd get some money, yeah. Okay. All right. Finish telling us about cashing out. Oh. So when you cash out, you do get the money, but you also get all the gifts. So sometime next week, I'll get a box in the mail from Stampin Up, and it'll have all the gifts that they get on the trip. So that's nice too. So we don't miss out on those gifts, because they used to not do that. They used to just give you a flat check and that was it. So it is cool. All right, so let me pull up the jokes. I got 2 jokes for you. They're 2 short ones. All right, here's the first one. Little Johnny went to a strip club. His mom found out and was really angry. She asked him, "Did you see anything you weren't supposed to see?" And little Johnny replied, "Yes, I saw Dad." All right, here's another one. This is a short one too. A lady went to the car dealer and she bought a wooden car. It's got a wooden engine, wooden doors, wooden seats, wooden wheels, even a wooden key. But guess what? It wouldn't start. You could see that one coming, couldn't you? Hope you liked those. All right, we've got cards to give away. So here we go. Oops, I got to keep these here. All right, here is one. We had 1 not claimed last time and 4 to give away today. So there you go. Let me shake. That is funny. They were cute jokes. Saw it coming, I know. All right, here we go. All right, Diane Echoberry. Diane won that one. And then Pam Costello. Got that one. Vicki Eakins. Vicki Eakins gets that one. And Debbie Davis gets that one. So those are the winners for today. So there you go. So I hope you love the cards today that we made. 176 watching and only 46 thumbs up. Come on, you guys, do thumbs up. And don't forget to like, share, comment, all that good stuff for me. That helps my channel grow, and I definitely need that. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a fabulous weekend, and I'm so sorry for those of you that are going through difficult times with loss of loved ones. And I'm sending prayers for you guys and hugs. And, oh, let me put the list out too. Oh, and I forgot my address. So here, if you win a card, make sure you email me there. Here's the addresses for prayers and cards. And we need to add some people on here. If you guys want to give me your addresses, I'll add you to the list. And I've got a couple more people that I know of that also need to go on the list, but I need your permission to put your address, so send me that. And then if you want to send me a card, or my mom, she loves the cards. I meant to take a picture and show you guys too. So Stripper Lady Tiny Whitey is Loving the cards. Yeah, I only see one thumbs up on my page. I don't know why it doesn't refresh, but it does say 148 watching. So, all right, you guys, have a great day and a great week, and I'll see you back on Tuesday. Bye bye.